One last time for the season, ladies and gentlemen. IROC comes to you from Homestead-Miami. Final race of 2025 for these drivers. Just to be up front, this race was run back in July. This is a recording, a re-recording, and a re-recording. And we're still having technical issues. I mean, I have a friend in the booth. Jakester is with me once again.
Howdy, folks.
Let me up that a little bit. Like I said, we're still having issues. We're gonna make it happen this time, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's on both sides of the spectrum because my internet's not wanting to cooperate, and technical difficulties over on the hub side with the games. So we're gonna get this finale in and crown a champion for the Sigma IROC second season, the IROC 2, and put it off in style. So,
and then we'll figure out whether or not we run this again in the future. As of right now, I am not planning on running anymore because I'm an idiot and I can't seem to run this properly. So it is what it is. I'm ready for it to be done, and I'm ready to give everybody the video they deserve. Jack Davis. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's get with the lineup here tonight, and who's gonna be fighting for that championship?
Oh boy. Well, leading the charge is Monty Shangle by a lot. Beyond that, just because of our setup, you're gonna have to help me out with this one.
No biggie. If not, we can always give the highlights later because I'm minimal that I can do with my my situation of using the phone here without internet. I'm on cell service even, so let's just let's get the tires rolling here tonight and see. I feel like Monty's probably got a good enough advantage that all he's got to do here tonight is have a good finish to keep his championship title in his hand.
Can't even bring it up on my phone.
No worries.
I'm gonna risk it.
So if I'm not mistaken, it looks like the front row is going to be Trevor Walker and the 17 of Jack Davis.
That would be correct.
Monty Shank has a top 5 start there in 4th place with the 88 of, I want to say, Bob Leader.
That's correct as well.
And the rest of the cards get a little bit fuzzy for me, but...
Okay, here is our outlook. Monty Shangle is the current points leader. Dave Steele is 53 behind. Jimmy Logano 60 behind. Trevor Vaden 4th, 83 points behind. Tyler Shangle basically right there with them, 86 points behind. The last two need a miracle. Monty's got a lot because it's the 100-point system. If he finishes 8th or better, he wins.
Well, I like that, Matt. That's simple and easy to follow. As long as he gets a top 10, basically, or top 8, he'll be crowned the champion here today at Homestead.
He's also become, in one season, the winningest driver in IROC history because he's already won 3.
And he became the first repeat winner ever between our 2 seasons of competition. Up to that point, we hadn't seen any repeat winners. He stole the spotlight on that one.
This may This may be interesting with the audio.
And there we have Dave Steele Jr., John Roman, the next row behind your top four. Al Bunch, he has a top 10 start here today. He's alongside you and What Army.
And you have Trevor Vaden and Kellen Rolich, Tyler Shangle and Jimmy Logano, Tim Cording and Brian DeBlank, the outgoing champion, Bradley Ream, Jordan Walker, and bringing up the tail of the field, Wyatt Wilkinson. Pace car is in. And Davis leads them into turn one. We are underway here at Homestead.
3 wide for the lead there. Actually, kind of petered out. 3 wide for second place instead. Bob Leader to the lead early on, heading into turn 3.
Homestead has a habit of letting people maintain energy on the outside. Not this time, though. Davis will not lead the first lap. That'll go to Bob Leader in their final Sigma race.
I've been having fun lately crunching numbers with the Sigma Racing Series, and Bob Leader, he had not won a whole lot of races, but man, when he would win, it would be a drought breaker usually. He'd come out and find a way to win a race after not winning for several years. So Bob Leader, maybe one of the more tough break drivers in the series, with very, very few wins, but trying to go out on a high note here with his farewell tour in the Sigma IROC series.
And of course, he's not the only one that is calling it a career after this. John Roman, our latest winner in the IROC series, will also be hanging it up.
Has the longest winless streak in all of Sigma racing. I can pull up that number right quick. I think that page.
While he looks for that information, the top four have pulled away from the rest of the field. Monty in fifth would currently seal up the championship. But there are some of the guys who are up here trying to play spoiler, trying to get a win.
So yeah, John Roman, his winless streak had spanned from 2011 all the way to 2023 for a grand total of 568 races without wins, between wins, that is. Doesn't mean he had 568 wins to his first career win. That'd be a different stat altogether. That was the longest drought of any driver in Sigma Cup history to return to victory lane after having been there once before. Whole decade, a dozen of years, 12 total years span without a win.
That's crazy.
One of the hardest, one of the hardest pills to swallow for sure.
Well, he can say he has an IROC win too, so for what it's worth.
Yeah, he's having a rough day here at Homestead, running 13th at the moment, but gonna get to call it a career after getting a few big wins at the end of it. His last 2 wins came at super speedways, which may kind of deter from the victory a little bit, since those kind of end up being a wild card race anyways, but a win's a win nonetheless. And we got Al Bunch now moving up to the front here, fighting for the lead with Bob Leader.
Al Bunch, one of two regulars that don't seem to get along with the IROC cars. The other, back here, well in the back, Ewan, what army? Both have had good runs. Alla has a win, but it's mostly not good.
There's the battle brewing for second place there with Dave Steele Jr. and Al Bunch.
And he got nosed out by Al at one point. Now he's trying to take that position back after having gotten past Jack Davis. But guess who's taking a peek? Here comes Mr. Monty.
Your points leader and champion in the making as it sits right now. IROC camp, that is. He is a 2012 Sigma Cup champion, so he's kind of earned this seat here based on his merit in the Sigma Cup series.
He's
Heck,
also
even Tyler Shane right there, winningest driver in Sigma Cup history.
Tyler was included in season 1. Monty was not, but Monty has been on a run of form this season and the end of last, really. So, Old Dog still has a few tricks to show everybody.
On that pairing right there, that's a father-son battle for 5th place as Tyler Shangle gets alongside Monty to try and take position away.
Gonna do it for the moment.
Trevor.
Whoa!
Ooh, whoa.
No caution. If I had to guess, the Walkers just had a massive accident that nobody knew about. Let's see if we can see this happen. How did Trevor hold on to that? How did that not cause any damage?
And yet they all just keep going like nothing happened.
I mean, they were all at the back of the pack, so they're not having great days anyway, but
That just made matters worse.
I think that might be the save of the season. Considering we haven't really had many actual saves like that.
It was enough that they even drove back around the track and drove through their own smoke there. So, yeah, that was quite the save.
While we're in this mode, and we're going to have to guess going back. I apologize to everybody. Actually, Well, there's no sense in moving ahead now, is there?
No,
Like I said, we're already dealing with technical difficulties.
we're playing on a replay here, so we don't have to go live. We can just let it roll with its. It did kind of, yeah. It might throw some of you for a curveball, but we're live. We're back to the lap that counts the most. So Bob Leader loses the lead to the 35 of Dave Steele Jr.
The only person that's going to be annoyed by the videos giving back like that is going to be me and the editor, who is also me. So anything that annoys me is a benefit to the universe.
Wow, Brian DeBlank's actually climbing up the field here in 61.
For the moment, he has not had a good season here in IROC. He has good moments, but he cannot finish up high. He was part of the group at Darlington that tried to do the fuel run, and it failed miserably.
Tim Courting right there. Close. Top 10. Yeah, Wilkinson. Wyatt Wilkinson started dead last year today. He's already climbed from 17th to the top 10.
Looking for ninth. Might get it. Wilkinson's another one that has had good moments, but for some reason, near the end of the race, it all goes haywire.
Trevor Baden goes way high there. That looks like a mistake. And even for the Walker brothers that got in a bit of a tight bind there, they're catching back up to the tail end of this lead group.
Yep. Jimmy Logano as well. It's fair. I think we can say that Jimmy's not winning.
Nope, that title ship starting to sail for him.
New leader, Dave Steele. Jack Davis, I don't believe has a win this season. Would like to get one. Was in contention for like 3. Al Bunch has fallen back a little bit. DeBlank, Courting, Wilkinson, all with bad seasons. Vaden, one of the contenders, not doing all that well. I think I said Trevor Walker was a contender. Logano was a contender. It's basically come down to Dave Steele and Monty Shangle, 1 and 2 in the standings. But as I said, Shangle finishes 8th, he wins.
So in other words, the simple way to do that is Dave Steele Jr. wins this race. Monty Shangle finishes 9th, then Dave Steele Jr. would be your champion at that point.
Yes.
He's definitely he's trying to run the gambit here. He's showing his hand and he's not afraid of the consequences here. Monty not letting the pressure buckle him though. He's keeping a cool face rolling around the track here today. And yeah, he's trying to harness that inner championship form that he saw in 2012 when he won the Sigma Cup championship. Dave Steele Jr. has yet to get very many wins in Sigma competition. But that doesn't make him any less of a threat, especially since he's one of the newer guys.
rookies sometimes take a little bit more learning to get to the top of the podium, and he's definitely trying to prove himself amongst the great out there. Same time goes there with Jack Davis. You haven't seen him go to victory lane very much, but it didn't mean much in the grand scheme of things. You know, her race was a different race. He goes back at past history so much. Eventually, there's going to be a new outlier that takes over and starts demolishing records. Well, who knows how things. I mean, yeah, Tyler Shangle might be the winningest driver in Sigma competitions, but can't even maintain that excellence that he's held for the last 15 years. You got a guy right behind him, and even won 16 races in 1 year to take the Cup championship last year. And he pretty much knocked Tyler's in category in half. Tyler Shangle is winning his streak for the winningest over a 15-year period is 46 races. That's one. He doesn't have to get there already. That means that if Tyler wants to hold that position as the guy, that's going to match the pace that Tyler Bunchy is doing.
Jake, you're starting to go in and out.
Yeah, so it's definitely interesting when you've got rookies and veterans alike putting themselves out there.
Once again, for those watching at home, I am sorry about the audio. If I wasn't stupid, this would have come out earlier, and it would have been a lot better. But this is the best we can do right now.
I'm trying to figure out what the mic is on my phone. I thought maybe stepping down is the problem, so I'm trying to get up in here and keep it from opening it. But yeah, we're definitely at a big turning point in the competition where you've got a lot of rookies. Still have quite a bit of the old guard with quite an established veteran presence that are trying to kind of still prove they've got what it takes. And Bonnie just now got up to third there, getting by, I want to say, the 88 of Bob Leader for that position. Yep.
One more safety net for Monty Shangle. Oh, but he slides up. Can Leader take advantage of this? No.
See, this is definitely one of the things about a championship race. You don't want to go out there and finish second to win the championship. You want to go out there and win the race and win the championship. You don't want people doing victory donuts at Homestead the day that you won the championship. But it just kind of defeats the purpose. It should be one guy and one guy only doing donuts at the end of the day, not two.
I mean, Homestead's a unique enough track that somebody can just have a really good day, and they deserve the win. And sometimes they're just not good enough to have a hold to that championship. That's part of the allure of a long season.
Right.
But I get what you're talking about.
Well, and I know, yeah. For us, the spectator, it doesn't make a big difference. But for that driver in the seat, it would kind of sting a little bit, knowing that there was another celebration. And the guy that wins the race is that overall champion. There, the camera crew might not even bother coming to the celebration pit road when they're going to be flocking around the champion that won the championship.
Usually they don't. Usually it's immediately focused on the crew and the owner of the championship winner.
Right.
it's kind of one of those situations. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yeah, it's a great victory, but it definitely gets lost muscle.
Oh yeah. Oh, the greatest thing is being able to lord over everybody with the championship trophy in one hand and the race trophy in the other.
Yeah.
That's a visual I want in a game now. Like you could win the championship, hold that have that trophy in one hand, and you can hold the race trophy in another on the top of the car. I want to see that in a game.
Yeah. The NASCAR game doesn't disappoint as we coming out. I'm gonna keep my eye on it, and if it, I still don't think the creativity will be as unleashed as NASCAR racing does, which probably means this game's lifeline will continue at least for another handful of years.
Part of me is wary of the annual schedule that so many leagues like to use for their games, and part of me is wary of how tightly controlled iRacing is with their assets. But at this point, we got to have something that's actually worth a damn.
The graphics alone would be a huge boost if we get a new game like this one, just with a better game engine. Physics aren't bad, but they can definitely be improved on. We've seen so many times in NR 2003 where the AI can be like great job. And yeah, iRacing's trying to pick up where they left off with NR 2003. A lot of developers from Iris that actually started iRacing, but it almost feels like they had to reset and go back to like canvas because the coding and the game structure has changed so drastically since this game came out that even the AI on iRacing is nowhere near as good as the AI here in NASCAR Racing 2000.
In some ways, yes, but they had also stripped out the AI after 5 years working on this in a lower tech environment. So it's amazing what they had, but they are making leaps and bounds with what they are currently putting into iRacing. And I think having the input of Monster Games and probably Monster mainlining the actual independent NASCAR game is probably going to go a long way in that. And then some of that information can go to iRacing, and a lot of that will probably end up going to the new IndyCar game that they're also making.
I'll say it entirely roundabout an IndyCar game. We were almost on an IndyCar game. And then another company had swooped in and said they were going to make it iRacing and IndyCar outlet ways. In other words, IndyCar vanquished its license for iRacing. iRacing were not allowed to go any stream broadcast iRacing in Indianapolis spot time because the other company that they were going to bring in had exclusive rights to the naming and brand usage of the Indianapolis.
Jake, can you mute the volume from the video?
I can turn it down a little bit. Is that helping?
Yeah, that seems to have helped quite a bit.
Okay.
Basically, everything you just said about the game became garbled.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, they had attempted to make an IndyCar game and had basically cut ties with iRacing And it's funny how roundabout way that now they've gotten iRacing's approval again, because they'd just canceled licensing to iRacing, and it was a whole ordeal.
It was a mess. It was stupid. And IndyCar has yet to shed that label of stupidity. It's still got a lot going on that people question every second of the day. Walker, Logano, and Walker still at the back here.
Nothing can hold a candle to the Indianapolis 500 and the sheer presence of attendance. No sporting event in this world even comes close to 300,000 plus people every year, like the Indianapolis 500. So, they might be able to take the hits and punches for whatever form of struggles they suffer and endure. Oh, and here we go. Monty Shangle taking the second place from Jack Davis, as I'm rambling on about IndyCar.
Leader coming up behind him. Okay, pit stops.
We just barely got past halfway, so this would be good enough to go to the finish. The undercut strategy here is impressive, because Monty Shangle is the first one down pit road here. Means he's going to have fresher tires. I'm already seeing lap times are dropped about 2 seconds. So if he can get down and start turning fast laps, he can make up about 2 seconds a lap with fresh tires here.
You see Tim, who had made his way up quite a bit. The problem comes...
And the longer they stay out here, the worse off they're going to be, because they're going to be giving up so much track time based on every lap they decide to stay out here.
As of right now, everybody who's on pit road has been lapped.
The forecast for a caution does not look very promising. So,
I mean, we've only had...
It's going to come down to pit stops.
I mean, we've only had 2 cautions in the history of IROC, so... Three. I think we had 2. I think we had... It's been so long. I want to say we had 2 at Sonoma, and then 1 elsewhere.
Now, the interesting thing here is if they think they can actually stretch it 67 laps without pitting, it'd be a push. But if they could stay out there, all they got to do is pull off Monty, who's got fresh tires and a full tank of gas, that has no slow pedal. He's going to be out there full speed ahead, trying to get back up to the front.
Yeah, the problem is that they were going into that Tyler was in turn 4, and Monty was halfway down the backstretch already. They should have already pitted if they were going to.
And here's the tough part for Dave Steele Jr. is Monty's still running top 10 right now.
Trevor just came in and has come out of the pits. Trevor Vaden, who is one of your championship contenders, was one of these 5 that stayed out, has come in on lap 41, 42. And now it's down to 4 hopefuls.
Yeah, look at that, 36.6. He's already knocking out 2 seconds a lap right now with 21 laps to go.
2 seconds a lap. That will end up being 19 laps. So if he can keep the pace up, and that's not including these guys getting any slower.
Man, that is a bold strategy call. I am amazed that no one's hidden. This is about the point in time where I would have pulled the cord and said, "Hey, get our car down pit road. We need to get back on a winning strategy here, folks."
And these are supposed to be good. And these are supposed to be good strategists.
I cannot believe he pitted and never even lost a lap. How in the world is he a lap down? Is he actually?
Yes, he's a lap down.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody who pitted was a lap down. It had become a lap down.
But he's gonna race and get his one lap back here.
You can see him. You can see him trying to force the issue. And as soon as he's on the backstretch, it slips down low. It's almost 20-mile-an-hour difference going into the turn. And now Monty Shangle is on the lead lap. Dave Steele is still your leader. But now he's having to fight everybody else.
Down to 20 laps left to go. Tim Cording is next in line behind Monty Shangle, running in 6th at the moment.
Cording actually passes Steele on the outside. That's how much those tires matter. What arm he gets by? Leader gets by. Ream is by. Vaden is by. Vaden already looks better for coming in. It was late, but they came in. Bunch is by. Wilkinson's by. Rolich slowly noses in.
Yeah, like you were saying, Monty has about a 19 lap window where he can have to catch the leader. About 2 seconds a lap faster. If he keeps turning laps, he's turning. He's got enough laps with 19 laps to go here. He should be right on top of the leader by the last lap.
With how they're slowing down, it may be faster than that. Almost 2.5 seconds now. And I can hear how much they're off the gas. And of course, Monty will slow down a little bit, but then those 4 will slow down even more as the tires go away. The tires won't burst. The tires have enough life in them to last, but they don't have enough active grip to go the entire way. That's the deal with slick tires. The slick tires will last a few hundred miles. You can run them down to the cords. Just don't expect to have any traction once you get there.
Well, what's impressing me is the drivability for Monty here is the fact that he's not losing as much time. He seems to be really good at conserving those tires and getting the most speed out of them. He's still in the 36-second bracket. When you look backwards, I think even like at Trevor Vaden and Tim Cording, who have already started to fall back into the 37-second bracket.
Right now, everybody's back up to running speed, which is 36.8.
That slowed him down, it seemed.
Yeah, they were all getting past the best hopers, or shall we call them no hopers?
Whoa, 39-second lap there for Dave Steele Jr. He's trying to stretch this thing to the finish without a pit stop, which is definitely a gutsy, bold strategy call from the strategist. You gotta comprehend, or you just gotta give them credit for trying something outside of the box here.
Kind of, but the problem is that this is Homestead, and Homestead has always had a reputation for being hard on the tires. What's more, this is, as far as I can remember, basic Homestead, which means no progressive banking.
He's going to be down to 42nd lap by the end of this thing, the way it's going.
Yeah, there. Davis just had a 39.3. Monty just ran a 37.1.
And we're down to 13 laps left to go here in the IROC 2 Championship. Barring a completely, totally bad luck strike on the 38 of Monty Shangle, he's doing all he needs to do right now. Keep that title in his favor.
And the crazy thing is that even if a caution came out right now and saved these guys up at the front, it wouldn't, because they would have to come in after that.
Yeah, and then Monty would stay out and inherit the lead, so...
I mean, they might have pace, they may be able to push through, but the problem is the field is going to be so packed that they can't get through it in time. Unless it happened like right now. And I don't see that happening unless one of them cuts a tire. In which case that defeats the entire purpose. They're going into one. And Monty still has not... Monty's coming out of 4 now. So that's still a fair amount of distance. He's got 12 laps to do it. And at this point, there is no race for the lead. These guys are just bunching up and trying to preserve. Maybe one of them will make a mistake and keep going by the wall as they go into one, but everybody's trying to take the shortest route right now. So they're all nose to tail.
I've definitely not seen very many strategy races like this play out in Sigma Racing. This may very well be a one-of-a-kind, first-time situation where a driver has the ability to come through the field, unlap himself, and even have a shot to fight for the win after pit strategies reign supreme here today.
Bob Leader starting to lose positions. Falling back pretty drastically. Secording What Army. Actually, What Army having a decent race at the moment.
Man, with 9 laps to go, it's getting down to crunch time here. Either the strategists out front are going to look like brainiacs or complete buffoons based on how things are going right here. Well, it's going to be a interesting one.
Well, the damning thing is that DeBlanc is in that group, so I would heavily lean towards the buffoons. Al Bunch currently 11th. I mean, Trevor Vaden was going to be 5th of the 5. Went ahead, came in, and it's not hurt him really. In fact, it might have helped because he came out and has been able to move up a little bit more because he has slightly fresher tires. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if he can hold on to it, but this is one time where coming in later hasn't actually hurt anybody, as opposed to not coming in at all. Kellen the 13th has not had a enjoyable IROC 2. The Walkers, Jimmy Logano. Jimmy Logano's season started off so well, and it just fell off a cliff, I think.
That's kind of how his Bridge to Cup season went too. Had a win right out of the gate and hadn't seen a win since. So, wow, we're down to 6 laps to go now here. Only 6 to go.
However, there he is. Dave Steele coming out of turn 2 now. David DeBlank was looking to the inside of Davis. He's tired of sitting in third. He wants to at least try, but it's not going to matter here in a minute. Monty is on them. There's a wide shot.
Yeah, they're down to 39.6, 39.7. They are in that 40-second bracket with about 5 laps to go. Now, catching them is one thing, but passing might prove to be a little difficult.
With their tires as worn out as they are, I don't think so. It'll be 5 laps to go.
Might
Next
just have
time,
to
no.
pick a lane and stick to it.
Yeah, I think it'll be 5 laps to go this time by.
It get dicey though if he gets into it with another one of the cars here and gets bumping around. He's already jumped up to third. The leaders are a sitting duck as the rest of the fast cars are blowing through the field here. Dave Steele, he's going to have at least one last chance to try and block for his life, but it ain't going to matter. Wow. Just like that, Monty Shangle takes the top spot here.
Just like he did last race at Darlington. Made it through all the no-hopers and ended up walking away with the win. Though he had a little bit closer competition last time at Darlington. Cording is his closest competitor right now, and he's already half a straightaway away. Davis, Steele, DeBlank, they're trying, but this is about to go very poorly for them.
I'm impressed with Steele holding on as long as he can here. He should have been eating whole here with the lead cars coming up on him, and it's getting ugly now.
If this game had been more modern, they would have been going around the outside without any hesitation. And What Army, despite their good day up to now, is going to end up suffering the worst because they did not get past. They're still not past. Ewan, what are you doing?
4 seconds off the pace from their fast lap. That's a heartbreaker. Now you think outside the box, and yeah, it's just not the best. Maybe not the best attempt, but
And they are now 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. The last 4 cars. Sometimes the strategy works. It depends on the car. It depends on the drivers. But not here. Short track, you can get away with it. 1.5 miles, maybe.
well, you gotta imagine.
This is 1.5 miles,
had
isn't it?
Yeah, it is 1.5 miles.
But a smoother track.
Must have had something to do with the strategy calls to try and take the championship here today, but no one was going to hold a candle to the 38 team, it seems.
I think he's only had 1 race where he wasn't competitive, maybe 2. And one of them was when he had issues at Infineon. But that doesn't matter. 4-time winner. Locks up the championship. He's going to get to stand on the car and gloat to everybody as much as he wants. Monty Shangle is the winner of the race and your IROC 2 champion.
He needs to be doing donuts for 2. the championship and the race win. So kudos to the 38 team on a very, very well put together season there, and becoming your Sigma IROC 2 champion.
Tim Cording second, Bradley Ream third, Al Bunch fourth, Wyatt Wilkinson fifth, Bob Leader sixth, Trevor Vaden recovers to seventh, Jordan Walker recovers to eighth, Jimmy Logano ninth, John Roman 10th, Trevor Walker 11th, Kellen Rolich 12th, Ewan Army 13th, and then the no-hopers. Dave Steele 14th, Jack Davis 15th, Brian DeBlank 16th, and Tyler Shangle 17th. The Shangle bookend for the field. And I mean, you could look at it as a Shangle bookend for at least my tenure with IROC, because I believe Tyler won the first race, and if things stay as they are, Monty will win the last. As of right now, there is no plan for IROC 3, at least not under my purview. This has been... It's been enjoyable, but I have grown weary of the malfunctions, of my own idiocy, and I apologize, because what I've been doing has not been good enough to show off, and I've been showing it off anyway.
I just want to say thank you for hosting and keeping it rolling for even 2 seasons. It's been, I wanted something. I wanted to expand and get more people involved in the series, and I'm still trying to see how that picture looks, and you gotta do what you gotta do, and if it's just it doesn't fit your schedule or fit your ultimate structure, then I don't. Yeah, no, it's no skin off my back. So
I don't even know if it really fits into the Sigma structure. Really, it's a novelty thing, but with how Sigma is, with where Sigma is going, I don't see IROC as contributing that much anymore, because we've got a lot of changes coming in the coming season.
Yeah, well, and I do appreciate that you would be more willing to take a kind of a moderation step in that direction for the series, and we're definitely there. The Sigma series is not going anywhere, and Brian DeBlank is definitely not going anywhere. He's still going to be part of the series, and he's going to be keeping an eye on things like that. So
the entire server just groaned in frustration that I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. But if ever you want to get back into it, the IROC series it's there, and if you get the free time, or if you just start tinkering around with stuff and have stuff to make content with, then by all means I would be green lighting it each and every time. So
if there is support for it, I would consider it. But kind of like how our roster dwindled when we made it purely volunteer, I just don't know that there's enough really to go forward with it. And of course, if I'm going to keep doing it, I'm probably going to have to rethink how I operate, because frankly, this did not work. But that's...
Yeah, I'm still crafting the overall look of the production for my stuff, and that's an ever-changing target that I keep trying to tweak and moderation. Obviously, I don't want to go too far in one direction or too far in the other, but it's no, I get it. It's definitely a handful.
And I'm sure that editor Brian will have some snarky comments in the margins around the video as we're speaking on this. But what you have with the streams is generally a lot smoother, but you're also fine with the ticker. And the ticker on my videos, along with it being recorded and then edited, is part of the problem because it's so many elements and it's so much time. But I don't like how the ticker looks. It just breaks everything up and it drives me insane. So that's why I do it the way I do, and then I'm beating my head against the desk.
Well, either way, we should end it off with a positive note here, and congratulations to Monty Shangle on taking the title. Regardless of what the future holds, we've got two champions, Brian DeBlanc and Monty Shangle, your two IROC, Sigma IROC champions of the series. So
one circumstantial champion, one dominant champion.
And sometimes that's just the way it is.
I mean, that's part of the appeal of the season-long stand. Of course, this is what happens when you allow a series to just stay instead of constantly tweaking it, which the first season you're always going to do. Had a better idea what we wanted for this current season, and it worked out as intended. I just wish that everything else had worked out as intended.
I definitely like the structure of the season. This was a step in the right direction, and at least we've got the pieces in place to make something if we get back to it. So,
and see, I kind of think that you've already got something in the works with the vintage trucks. I think that's going to end up being as close approximation on your end for what this IROC series has been.
Yes, yeah, so it kind of takes the all-stars of the Sigma server, and it'll be exclusive to the individuals that have put in, community commitment to the server, and it'll be an exclusive roster of about 20 people. It does kind of fit the same niche where you've got, vintage style racing. So vintage IROC is definitely a throwback, and I loved it for that. And the vintage trucks kind of takes it for a truck spin with vintage 1959 60s trucks that are going to be going to tracks that are exclusively a vintage track. So it'll be a 1990s version of this track, or heck, we're going to be running the Brickyard, where it'll be the yard of bricks back in 1919. So I'm excited. I still have a lot of work to do to get all that stuff kind of squared away, and that's one of the things we'll be definitely talking about during the silly season here.
On the other hand, this may very well be my last video. I'm not sure if I'm going to run any more of my own stuff ever. I don't know if I'm going to do any other projects. I may just abandon YouTube. I'll be around to help Jakester out. I'll be around to help Sigma out. And if anybody's watching from the other leagues that I'm involved with, I'll be around there too. But this has been an experience, and that's as far as I'll go with that. Let's put it that way. But for one final time for me, Sigma fans, I am Brian. Thank you for joining us. Jake, I apologize for all of the problems.
No need to. I appreciate all the help and work you've done with the series and the servers. So
wish it had been more of a smashing success, but we had to give it a shot.
Hey, not everything's gonna take flight out of the start. So
I mean, I'm just glad that this is one of my ideas that didn't just burst into flames immediately. So it tried to.
If we got to see it through right to the final race, it might have taken us 2 months, but here we are in September, watching the race that we've seen 3 times now to get it crowned the right way. So
yeah. So on that note, Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Sigma content should be around the corner. Take care and so long.